Hello friend, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to take a look at two new plugins by SSL, Solid State Logic. They partnered up with Sonable and they have the Auto EQ and the Auto Dynamics, which supposedly at the click of a button sets your EQ and your compression settings for your instruments or your mixes, and you don't even need to know how to do anything from an engineer perspective. Is that really true? Is it really that accurate? We're going to find out in this video, so stick around. Okay friends, welcome back in the channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at two of the three of the new plugins by Solid State Logic. This is Auto EQ and Auto Dynamics. I guess they powered up and partnered with Sonable, who makes AI type plugins where they listen to your audio and they tell you what your EQ curve and what your dynamic settings ought to be to get the best sound out of your source. Is that really true? We're going to check it out. Now in 2026, AI is all the rave, right? AI everything. Today you want to just be able to think, and the computer and the AI can just do everything for you. And this is starting to move now more and more into the mixing realm of engineering. And then sometimes, at least up to this point, these things are kind of hit or miss. And it's not the thing that I recommend the most. Obviously, I teach mixing for a living, and I think that if you just spent a little time learning about fundamental frequencies, you can learn how to EQ your own kick drum, snare drum, bass guitar, and vocal. You don't need AI to do it for you, but everybody wants everything done for them instantaneously today. So we're going to take a look at these two plugins and just see, hey, are these things even worth looking at, or should you just learn how to do this stuff on your own? Okay, or from someone like me, Uncle Dave. Now, I love Solid State Logic. You all know that. I'm sitting in front of an SSL. I love all of their native plugins. Oh, and by the way, this is not a sponsored video. I pay for my Slate Digital Complete Access Pass, which gives me all the Slate Digital plugins as well as all of the SSL native plugins. So, not sponsored in any way. I love all their plugins up to this point. Maybe I'm going to like these as well. Honestly, I haven't even tried it yet. I'm trying it live on camera here for you first. So I just want to give you my first impressions of this thing, and then you could go check it out. You could demo it or whatever. I'll leave links in the description box. Let's see how accurate this stuff really is, shall we? So what do I have here? Here's our two plugins here. Auto EQ, Auto Dynamics, okay? Pretty simple, laid out exactly the same way. We'll walk through this in a second, but what I want to do first is I wanted to try this on some drums, okay? So what I did, this is an old session that not old, but it's fairly old session that I kind of pulled up, where I mixed this song basically with an SSL channel strip by Universal Audio. Okay, so I use my Universal Audio channel strip. I mix my kick, my snare, all my drums in my drum bus, and I got a sound that I, kind of like here. So let me bypass all of these auto plugins on the drum bus. And the first I want to do is I want to listen to just my drum set, what I kind of came up with here, because I have my SSL channel strip on my kick, on my snare, across all my drums. Let's see what it sounds like before we even talk about this Auto EQ, because I want to compare what I did to what the Auto EQ is going to do for me and the Auto Dynamics is going to do for me. So let's check this out. So here's kind of what I came up with already with my drum sound. Sounds good, right? Nothing wrong with that. That's after being processed with just Auto Align to do some phase correction and my SSL E-Series channel strip by Universal Audio. So let's just solo up the kick drum. Let's start there. So here's our kick drum sound with my SSL EQ and Dynamics. Here we go. Okay, so we got some EQ and about 3 dB of compression happening. We don't need to go through all the settings. Let's open up first the Auto EQ. Let's see what Auto EQ is going to do for us. Well, let me bypass my Universal Audio. Okay, so here is the raw sound here. Okay, so here's our kick drum. Before any processing. So the whole thing here is we got an EQ down here with some filters. We have an intensity. We have a styles where we can do warm, neutral, or bright. We have a profile. So in this case, we can come down here and pick the the kick drum. And then if we hit this little green button, it's supposed to listen to our audio and decide what it should be from an EQ perspective based on our style. Let's check that out. Here we go. Hello friend, I hope you're enjoying the video. Hey, if you're serious about becoming a better mixer, then check out the mixingacademy.net. Every month you'll get a brand new set of multi-tracks and mix along with me step by step and learn the why behind every mix decision. You'll also connect with other mixers, join me for live coaching calls, and I'll personally give you feedback on your mixes each month. Click the link in the description below and check out the mixingacademy.net. Now back to the video. So interesting, so on the neutral setting, it rolled off about 2 dB of 30 hertz. It increased at 200 hertz about 5 dB. And it took out 1K, it added 6 dB. And then it rolled off 5 dB at 1.5K. So it rolled off 1.5K, but it added 1K. And you can see the EQ curve up here. Now let's see if I go to, and we could change the intensity of that. Let's do a little bit more intense on that. And let's change the style and see what it does. So even on a warm setting, what did it do here? 450 hertz. See, interesting, it doesn't add. That's really strange. So at 450, it took out 3.7 dB. Is that right? Let's see. No low cut filter. Oh, it's a shelf. That's why. So it's rolling off about 450. No boost at 50 or 60 hertz, which is really strange. Again, taking out some 200. Okay. Rolling off 1.5K. I mean, that's not an EQ curve that even, right here. Okay, let's try neutral again, and you'll see it'll change slightly. Let's try bright. That's really kind of weird. Let's go to warm and let's relearn it and see if it does any better. Maybe we got to pick the style first. I don't think that works at all. Compared to my settings, that's what a kick drum should sound like. So what did I do here? I don't even remember. I added about 50 hertz, about 6 dB. I took a little bit out at about 250, and I added a little bit of slap at 8K. Now I do have a little bit of compression on this. That's without the compressor. So to me, that's a miss. That doesn't, again, this is where I say sometimes it's hit or miss. You can learn it, and then you got to go in and tweak it to death anyway. So now let's leave this. Let's also add their compressor, because they also have the auto dynamics. So I used EQ then compression on my channel strip. So let's use EQ, which we just did, and let's use compression on this and see what it does. So let's go medium, I guess. We will do a kick drum, and let's just see what it does. Okay, I don't like the gate, so we'll turn the gate off here, the gate's not really set right, but that's okay. Let's just take a look at the compression here. So it doesn't lower the output, which it should. So let's lower the output, let's level match it. An 8-to-1 ratio, huh? No kidding. That's a strong amount of compression. Okay, let's compare that. Let's bypass that to what I had on the each channel strip. I'll turn my compression back on, and I'll give myself a little bit more compression like they did. So you tell me. Here's the raw sound. Here's the original kick drum sound with and then I'll click in what I had set up on this. Now we'll bypass that and we'll turn on both of theirs. Here's their auto EQ with their auto dynamics. I don't know. Not a fan so far. Not that it's not a great sounding plugin. I think this whole AI learn thing is kind of hokey. Again, sometimes you get lucky and you may hit it. Let's try the snare. Let's go to snare. Same thing. So on the snare, I have the universal audio channel strip is what I use first. And here was the raw sounds. Okay, there we go. I'll shut that off. Or let me just bypass it so I can see that it's bypassed in the insert rack. Now let's bring up the auto EQ first. Again, let's go with a neutral setting. Let's go with a snare drum. And let's see what it does. Not a whole lot there on neutral setting. Let's go to bright. Okay, bright's going to put a big shelf up there. And then from here, I mean, I guess the good news is, to be fair to this, is that you can still tweak it. You don't have to just leave it there. But this is interesting. Even in neutral, let's see, if we go to like more of a warm setting, what are they adding here? At 13K, they're taking out a little bit of top end. Okay, that would make sense. They're taking out at 300. They're adding about 3 dB at 300. They're taking a little bit out here at 50 hertz. I don't use the filters at all, which is kind of interesting. They also have a bunch of presets here. Not a bunch, actually. What if we went to just their preset? What is that? The preset seems to be seems to sound way better. Let's learn this thing again. Okay, let's roll in the compressor as well. And let's do the same thing. Let's go to let's just do a medium, and let's do a snare drum, and let's see what it does. Okay, so again, it does not do the auto gain here. So it's doing a 23, it's doing a 23.8 to 1 ratio, which is kind of strange. Slow attack. I don't know what plot means. Oh, it shows you up here in the window. Oh, got it. Okay. Okay, hit about 3 dB of compression. Okay, so if we turn that, so this is their final sound, or, you know, this is what they dialed in. So let's listen to what they got, and then we'll go back to the Universal Audio plugin. Okay, not bad, I suppose, not bad. Now let's go to my E-Series channel strip. What did I have? I feel like we had a little bit more meat on ours because I added about at 150 hertz. I did a little bit of a bump, and I did a little bit of 5K, about 3 dB of compression with a low cut filter at 70 hertz. So it's close. That snare seems kind of thin. I like the little bit of extra beef that I added on mine. So again, you can do that. I mean, we could easily do that. Instead of taking out 450, we can do this. That sounds a lot better to me than what the AI kind of came up with. So that's kind of interesting, Again, my first impressions are, again, we're just looking at kicker snare. I don't want this video to be too long. It's the first time I'm really kind of trying it. Let me shut off what they did here, and let me just put the Universal Audio stuff back on. And then let's do one thing on the drum bus. Let's toss the compressor and stuff on the drum bus and just see how it does. I didn't do a drum bus compressor. So let's just see what it sounds like, just drums. And again, if you want me to do another video with other instruments, just leave them in the comments below. So these are turned off. Here's our drums with just nothing on the bus. Okay, let's start off with, let's add a little dynamics. Let's see what it does here. Again, let's do the learning, because that's really what this is about. You could just play with this without doing the auto, but the whole point of this is the auto. Drums. Let's do medium. Here we go. About 3 to 6 dB of compression. That sounds pretty good. Now let's throw some auto EQ on that and just see what it does here, what it adds, if anything. So again, let's drum set. Let's do bright. Let's see what happens. Didn't seem to do anything. Why not? It's kind of weird. What's going on with this thing here? Let me put a new instance of this on here. Again, just brand new to this plugin. Let me know what you think in the comments below of these plugins and this whole AI thing. I'm not, again, I just believe that if you want to get the best mix, learn how to mix. It's not that difficult. Tons of training, link in the description box below. Again, let's just set this to, this is a drum set, and let's go neutral, and let's go. It does okay. It's okay. You can use this thing to learn the audio, and then you can sweeten it up by making some adjustments. But if that's the case, just learn how to use an EQ and a compressor, and you don't need to worry about that. Again, I got tons of training, links in the description box below. I think this is, again, all these companies are coming out with this stuff now, as far as AI stuff, and, we just throw things in, and you don't need to know anything about engineering, and everything just sounds great. That's not always true. They're pretty hit or miss, and sometimes it gets close, sometimes it does okay. And like we heard on the kick and snare, it didn't sound really good at all. What it heard and what it detected it should do wasn't anything of what I would do. And I thought my kick and snare sounded way better than what they came up with. So again, learning how to be, without being an overly techie engineer, just learning the basics of EQ and some compression, you could go a lot further than doing something like this. As a matter of fact, just having this and using their preset, we got a better result than the actual listening and making the adjustments based on what it heard. So that's what my thoughts are, at least thus far. They also make an auto bus, which is like a mix bus compressor. Maybe we'll do that in a separate video. If you want that, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you also think about these types of EQs. Let me know what you think about the whole AI thing as it comes to mixing. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's going to take the job of all of us mixers? Are we all going to be out of business now with these types of plugins? What do you think? I'd love to know. Leave your comments below. And once again, thank you for joining me today, taking a look at the solid state logic auto EQ and auto dynamics. And until the next video, I've been Dave with HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Thank you so much for watching me, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video.